Hi there, and welcome to the December 2020 product update for iplicit. In today's video, we'll be covering how to check your version, where you can find the release notes, and we'll be taking a quick look at some of the new features for this month's release. To find out what version you're on, head to the Pulse, and the version number can be located at the bottom of your screen. To find this month's release notes, as well as all prior months' release notes, head to the iplicit Support Center. So now let's take a look at some of the highlights for the December 2020 release. So the first thing we're going to take a look at is the manual journal recurring. So we now support recurring documents for manual journals. We can have a look at the new customer communication portals. We'll take a look at the importing of archived data. We'll have a word about the new absence and resource scheduler. We'll take a brief look at the exchange rate providers. We'll go into self-billing purchase invoices. We'll have a look at some of the mobile timesheets. And we can see performance improvements on authorizations across the system. We can see the ability to submit nil VAT returns. And we'll take a look at the latest great feature, which is the data control entry. So the first thing we're going to take a look at today is the manual journal recurring. So you can now create recurring manual journal templates, and this allows users to more easily forecast and create journals based off of a template and a set of rules. A common example of this would be monthly prepayments. Okay, so moving on, we're going to take a look at the communications portal. So this release sees the introduction of the communications portal, where documents such as customer statements can be distributed to a customer as a link, and this link could be HTML or PDF. In future releases, these links will be capable of making payments and reordering. And speak to one of our commercial team if you want one of our consultants to set up these links for you. And the next thing we're going to take a look at is the archive data. This month we're delighted to introduce our archive data tool, which enables users to import historical data from their legacy system. This allows customers to turn off their legacy systems to better integrate with iplicit instead. Speak to a member of our commercial team if you'd like a quote so you can store your legacy data. So unsurprisingly, given the time of year, our absence management tool is being adopted by more and more customers. We have listened and responded to this increased usage and customer feedback with a more intuitive setup, entry and reporting of absence, as well as the authorizations capabilities that are now available. Again, be sure to contact the commercial team if you'd like to get in touch about this tool. As iplicit continues to grow, we now support automated imports of exchange rates for an even wider set of countries. So if you don't already take advantage of this, you can automatically get exchange rates for currencies that are already known. So moving on, we're going to take a look at the self-billing purchase invoices. So of course, timesheets have been revamped recently, and we continue to make improvements on them as we move forward. So as a part of our timesheet solution, in addition to being able to produce sale documents from timesheets, you can now also produce self-billing purchase invoices for suppliers or contractors who have elected to be paid from timesheets. Continuing on with the improvements of timesheets, you can now submit timesheets from mobile. So we have enhanced the UI and features when processing timesheets on mobile, and this includes the timesheet entry, the timesheet submission, as well as authorizations for timesheets. So if you don't already have the app downloaded, please do, and you can go to the website to find out how to download that, but simply type in iplicit on the Google Play Store or the App Store. So moving on to a smaller yet arguably more significant change, we can see an improvement on the performance when submitting and authorizing documents. We are constantly monitoring performance with a view to optimize the speed of entry and submission. So moving on to the submission of nil VAT returns, we now support the processing of nil VAT returns. This feature also extends to VAT returns that total up to 0 that have treatment for specific documents. So as long as it's all the boxes are equal to 0, you'll be able to submit and process a 0 VAT return. The final new feature we'll be taking a look at today is the new data control entry. This new feature allows the setup of data relationships which are used to control the content of related data catalogs. What this essentially means is that you can limit a specific legal entity to only a limited amount of cost centers, for example. You could also set it up so that if you select a specific legal entity and a specific cost center, then the department will automatically populate. This can be applied contextually for a range of document types, i.e. you can have one of the aforementioned examples only applied to purchase documents with a different set of rules applied to sales documents. So let's take a look at what we've seen today. We've seen the introduction of recurring documents for manual journals. We've seen the introduction of the communications portal. We've seen that we can now import legacy data. We've taken a brief look at the new absences and resource schedule. We've seen that we can now import multiple exchange rates from different providers. We've taken a look at the self-billing purchase invoices for timesheets. We've also taken a look at the mobile timesheets and how we could submit from there. We've taken a look at some of the performance enhancements. And we've seen that we can now enter nil VAT returns. And finally, we've taken a look at the data control entry feature. So thank you for watching the product update for December 2020. If you'd like to know more, please contact our support team with any questions you may have. We do offer bite-sized online training for any users who would like to learn more about the system, including some of the new features we've seen today. So please don't hesitate to contact us via email at support@iplicit.com. Thank you for watching.